In this video, I want us to have a look at some remarks made by Janet Muthoni, governance and education specialist. She made some remarks today, remarks touching on school fees being paid through the eCitizen. Let's have a look at these remarks. Mr. Ruto, stop this school fees eCitizen thing. We know you. You will not send money to schools in time to buy food, and Generation Z does not listen to stories. They are not like their parents who you overtax, lecture them from car rooftops, and they do nothing. Generation Z watacheza kiwao. Do not incite children. Stop it. Yes. This specialist is telling William Ruto to stop this idea of school fee being paid through eCitizen. The government announced some few days that school fee for national schools will be paid through eCitizen, whereby parents send fee not to schools directly, but to a government portal, after which the government will now disburse this money to schools. And already we have seen with the NHIF, where the government was not disbursing money to hospitals. So hospitals were not accepting NHIF cards. And also to the county governments, we are seeing money being disbursed late to the county governments, and even to the salaries of government employees. There is this late disbursement of salaries. And if that is the trend, then it's somehow certain that that's what will face the national schools. Parents will be sending money to the national government. The money will be squandered there, and the national schools will not receive those money, or if at all they'll receive the money, then very, very late. I want us to dig deep into this for Kenyans to see in clear terms what this means. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's continue. A high court in Milimani has so far stopped that government's order. The High Court in Nairobi has temporarily halted a recent government directive for parents to pay school fees for their children through the eCitizen platform. Mlimani Law Court Judge Chacha Mwita issued the order on Wednesday following a petition filed by Nakuru Dr. Magare Gikenyi on Tuesday. Justice Mwita hence suspended the circular by Education Principal Secretary Belio Kipsang pending further directions to be issued in the case on February 13, 2024. And this is what the judge actually said. An interim conservatory order is hereby issued suspending the circular or letter by the Principal Secretary, Belio R. Kipsang, Ministry of Education, dated 31st January 2024, requiring parents, guardians, and or students to pay fees and or any other levies for all government learning institutions through eCitizen platform or any other digital platform or platforms until 13th February 2024, when the court will issue further directions in this petition, ruled the judge. A memo to all national school principals dated January 31st, 2024, and signed by PS Kipsang, directed institution heads to share school bank account details with the Office of the State Department's Director General by Tuesday, February 6, 2024. So that order has been temporarily stopped by the High Court. And already Janet Muthoni has warned William Ruto that Ruto is known. This money will not be disbursed to schools. I want us to dig deep into this for Kenyans to understand what's happening here. Let's continue. Let me start by saying this. Since William Ruto came to power, there is no single government initiative that has been successful. They started very well. They make a lot of noise supporting such initiatives, but eventually they all end up failing very badly, backfiring. I always do talk about the G2G, how William Ruto and his team were very loud defending that G2G. Ruto even promised that the dollar was to be around 120. Months down the line, that G2 just failed very badly, and it has left the government with a debt of over 9 billion Kenya shillings. Oil was coming, but was not being paid for. So the Kenyan government is in debt of over 9 billion as a result of G2G. We have lost Uganda to Tanzania as a result of G2G. Our Kenyan shillings has weakened more and more courtesy to G2G. So that's an initiative that has clearly failed badly. NHIF, upon William Ruto coming to power, funds have not been disbursed, or rather funds are not being disbursed to the hospitals. So the hospitals have been rejecting NHIF cards because the government is not disbursing money to the hospitals. Look at what is happening with the county governments. Funds are not being disbursed to county governments, and if at all they're being disbursed, then very late. And now, look at the affordable housing project. The previous governments, the project was going on very smoothly. No Kenyan was being forced to pay so that the project should continue. No Kenyan was being forced to give his or her land for that project. Upon William Ruto coming in, Kenyans are being deducted money for those affordable housing. Kenyans are forcefully being removed from their lands. All these projects were going on very well before William Ruto came in. And now William Ruto has got his eyes fixed on the national schools. He wants parents not to pay fee directly to the schools, but to a government's portal. After which the government will then disburse money to the schools. If what has happened before is anything to go by, it's clear money to our national schools will be disbursed when it's very late. All those money will not be disbursed at all. That only means the operations of these national schools will be hindered. The national schools will collapse. There will be strikes. our children in the national schools will go on strike. So Ruto here is clearly paralyzing our secondary schools. And the end result is that he's also sabotaging the education of our children. Ruto has to be stopped. I agree 100% with Janet Muthoni that Ruto is known. He's known. His characters are known. And you can just tie the dots to know how William Ruto will behave tomorrow. His behavior is known. If parents pay fee through this eCitizen thing, the government will squander that money. There will be no funds for our national schools. So parents should say no. And if our courts are also listening to us, let them stop that open, looming corruption. Ruto has messed up everything in Kenya and is now going to mess our education system. He should not be allowed. He should be stopped. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Any other person watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.